Let's talk about why they downgraded after you, because there are a few possible reasons. The first is maybe you made them feel insecure. Now, I don't mean intentionally, I don't mean you explicitly made them feel insecure. I mean in the sense that perhaps you're really radiant, or you're really successful, you're really smart, or you're really beautiful. And that made them feel inadequate because they want to feel superior. They want to feel like what they have with you is something that no one else can take away. And maybe you have a lot of options because of those things. And again, they just felt insecure around that. So they wanted someone who respectfully was beneath you or more inferior. And that's not a you problem, by the way. That is like 100% of them problem. The second reason is maybe they felt that they couldn't please you because you have really high standards. And so for them, it was like reaching, and they just wanted something that was more chill, a little bit more easy, low maintenance. And the third possible reason that they downgraded is maybe that's just what their heart was pulling them toward. You know, you can't always control who you develop feelings for. And maybe the type of person that they wanted was someone who was a little more simple. You know, I always say not everyone likes Chanel, Hermes, Lamborghini. Some people like, you know, Michael Kors and Toyota. And those are great quality items too, but they're just different. You hear me? Follow for more dating advice and good luck.
So if your ex left you for someone who it makes no dang sense that they did, and they don't even match your level, this is why. Now, we're not saying this person's a downgrade. We're not saying that they're little value. We're not saying all that. What we're saying is that you did the work. You were consistent. You gave this man love. You gave this man attention. You gave this man safety and saw potential in him he didn't see in himself. Yet he chose to be with that. What does it all mean? He saw your potential in him as an attack on his character, and he couldn't see it for himself. And he saw that potential as saying that he's not good enough, that it hit on his insecurities, so he had to settle in a space that he felt comfortable in. You gotta understand right now, by him hollering at her, he could not keep up with you. He saw this as a challenge to make him feel less than a man, so he went to a place that was his normal. That is what makes him feel bigger, that what makes him feel masculine, alpha, and all that. Because in the beginning, maybe you guys were at the same level, but you did the work. You wanted more. You challenged yourself time and time again. You wanted more out of life, but he couldn't keep up. He couldn't keep up, and rather than just verbalizing it to you, he had to find another person to inflate his ego and to make him feel like he mattered. And you need to see whoever he's with is a reflection of how he sees himself. That is a reflection of what makes him feel confident, what makes him feel okay, what makes him feel secure. And if that is below you, baby girl, you got upgraded, and you need to treat it as such. In no way does his action, inaction, who he's with, who he's not with, is correlated to your self-worth and what is meant and destined for you. You are magic. Act like it. And if you need help with healing and all that, the 8-week boot camp starts really soon. I'd love to work with you.
Men will always choose uglier people over you because uglier people are easier to manage. Okay, so when you are quite good looking, or just an average good looking-ish person, and you end up with a guy, you at some point will end up expecting some type of commitment from a guy, and because most guys are absolute trash in the dating world, they go really strange. They start treating you with the hot and cold energy. They maybe even ghost you some days. And this always leads to you chasing them more and nagging at the guy that you're dating to give you a bigger offer of commitment. Over time, he becomes so avoidant and he just avoids your anxious energy. Men don't want to deal with all the constant relationship questions like, what are we? Do we have a future together? Are you looking to start a family? Men get so overwhelmed easily and they get easily put off you and they quickly lose interest. A lot of relationships with girls and guys, or gays and guys, get to the point where the actual guy just starts running away because you're chasing him so much. Things can be really good, but when you do have that kind of anxious energy with a man, you will notice that he starts to go hot and cold, and the more hot and cold he goes just means that he has taken his energy off of you and put it into someone else. The effort from him has been shifted to another person. He's giving all that love to someone else. And because you and him have such a good connection, you just think to yourself, okay, well, if he is into someone else, this person must be an absolute rocket. They must be a model. And then when you see who the person is, you realize that the guy that you was dating ends up downgrading massively, and he picks someone, I don't want to say it, but ugly. But the truth is, even if the new person is a downgrade, that downgrade is so secure in themselves and they never act like you do, like all the anxious stuff. The downgrade probably just has the mindset of like, okay, it is what it is. I'm dating a good looking guy. We're probably not going to end up together forever because he'll end up doing better than me, but I'm going to enjoy my time with him. And because they have such a calm energy, the guy feels so comfortable to just get to know them even more without any pressure of commitment, that the guy ends up just getting feelings for them, and then the guy settles down with that new down.
Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about a topic which a lot of you have questions. Why does it sometimes feel like your ex downgraded after dating you? Maybe you have been seeing them with someone new and you're thinking, is this really the best thing they could do? So let's unpack what's going on here and talk about some real reasons behind it. Stick around, this is gonna be interesting, guys. So the first one is the rebound effect. First of all, let's talk about what we know about the rebound effect. After a breakup, people often are not really thinking clearly or making their best choices. They are hurt, vulnerable, or maybe just really uncomfortable being alone. So they dive into relationships quickly, often without considering if it's good fit, and because of that they may end up with someone who doesn't quite measure up to their qualities you brought to the table. This is not to bash anyone, but to remind you that sometimes the first relationship after a breakup is more about filling a void than finding the right person. Ego boost or safety. Another big reason is ego boost. Sometimes people go for someone who they feel can boost their confidence or make them feel more secure. They may choose someone who is less likely to challenge them, and they go for a safe option rather than a strong partner. This person might not have the same level of independence, you drive, or confidence you had, which your ex might see as easier to handle. In this case, the downgrade is not necessarily about attractiveness or success, but about going with someone who is less likely to call them out or demand growth. Different stages of healing. Okay, let's talk about healing and growth. You might have moved on in a healthy way, working on yourself, growing, and learning from the breakup. Your ex, on the other hand, may not be in the same place. Sometimes, instead of going through the difficult but necessarily healing process, people just jump to the next person they find who gives them attention. So if you're seeing that seem like a downgrade, it could be a reflection of their lack of healing or selflessness. Comfort zone versus challenge zone. Being with someone who pushes us to be our best is great, but can also be intimidating for some people. You might have brought out the best in your ex, and that's not always comfortable for everyone. They might have chosen someone who allows them to stay within their comfort zone rather than someone who encourages growth and ambition. So, while it may feel like they're downgraded, it's likely just them choosing a path that feels easy for now, even if it doesn't help them grow. Validation and control. Another reason we see downgraders is when someone feels the need for validation and control. Your ex might felt like they didn't have full control in the relationship with you, maybe because you were independent or because you called them out of their flaws. So they might find someone who doesn't challenge them in the same way, allowing them to feel validated and in control. They may not be looking for a partner who's equal, but rather someone who fulfills the need to important or dominant. So remember, when you see your ex with someone new who seems like downgraded, it's less about you and more about them. You may have outgrown that relationship, and that's something to be proud of. Focus on your own growth, and if they choose someone who doesn't compare, it's like because they're not ready for a partner on your level. Keep leveling up and let them stay where they are comfortable. Okay, so don't feel really bad. Okay, because some of the things, I think these things had happened to me at one point where I just laughed to myself like, "Ah, really, what's really happening?" And sometimes you can even fear, I can even feel like you start comparing things, but I just told myself, no, I'm not going to compare, because if this person choose to be with this person, I think they saw something in them, okay, which they like, of course. Yeah, so you just have to start your daily thing, start taking care of yourself, make sure your mental health is good, you're working hard. You don't have to lower your standard for anyone. Okay, if they downgraded, that's what they really wanted for you. It's you now, it's your time to shine, it's your time to grow. So don't feel bad, don't feel um There's always a reason for everything, guys. Always a reason why that relationship didn't work out. Because me, I believe in, if this one is not working out, I believe there's someone out there who's going to be with me, someone who's going to love me in the way I'm going to love them back. Because sometimes you can be in a relationship but you're not happy. Those things happens. Or maybe you start dating someone and you feel like, okay, it's not working out. Like, he has his own dreams, I have my own ambitions. Like, we can't just move together because I want to do myself better. Okay, sometimes it's better to be alone because you grow yourself, you push yourself to work so hard and a lot. Yeah. So guys, so don't feel bad, ladies. If you see someone downgrading themselves, it's your time to shine. It's your time to work hard. It's your time to bath and look good. It's your time to make a lot of money, travel, do whatsoever you do. Do your hobbies, move around, okay? And when your time is right to date, this is when you can start dating, okay? So don't feel bad, don't feel discouraged. Yeah, I know. So thank you so much for watching our video today, guys. I really appreciate. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit the button. Before we end this year, we need to reach 5,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for watching my videos. All I can say is a bye bye for now. See you in my next episode. Bye.